something like that.
So Lake Mills lefty finishing up his warm-up tosses. We'll get you the lineup here for Waterloo. Wyatt Toy leads off. Wyatt in center. Second batter, Emmanuel Granados, is number 2, manning third base. And Avery Peachy will be manning the mound as a starting pitcher. Initial pitch here to Wyatt Toy is in there for a strike. And that is in there for a strike. Inside and low. 1-2. And Wyatt fouls that one over the Lake Mills dugout into the parking lot. Everybody watch out for your cars there. And it remains 1-2. As I said, 38 balmy degrees here in Waterloo, or in Lake Mills. Popped up and out of play. Right fielder out of room. And it remains 1-2. First batter of the game for Waterloo. And down low, good eye by Toy. And it's even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The wind is blowing out to right. Anything up in the air will get a little extra carry. Coming back at 2-2 up around the eyes of Toy. He's running full now. And comes up empty. And Toy strikes out for the first out of the inning. Brings up Emmanuel Granados, third baseman today. Outside the ball. And Emmanuel comes up empty. Even now at a ball and a strike. Down low and gets by the catcher, but nobody on to advance. 2-1. And Granados swings through that one. It's 2-2. Just got a glimpse of the Lake Mills catcher's fingers, and they are red. Thanks to the temperature out here today. I've got my gloves on. And drops low. Good eye by Granados. Back-to-back full counts here. Toy struck out. Let's see if Granados can reach. And in there for a strikeout looking. Backwards K in the book. Waterloo, 2 outs in the top of the first. Brings up Peachy, and that is high and outside. Peachy will be manning the bump. And to start the game for the Pirates. And outside, and Peachy lazily swings at that one. A gift. 1-1. And another one. 1-2. Peachy just gets a piece of that to stay alive. It's 1-2. And Peachy comes up empty. So 3-3 up, 3 down for Waterloo in the top half of inning number 1. 2 via the swinging strike and 1 looking through 1/2 inning of play. It's Waterloo nothing. Lake Mills coming up. Leadoff batter for the L-Cats is their pitcher. Start off with a lefty. Set the rest of the defense here for you for Waterloo. Peachy on the mound. Ryan Hunter behind the plate. First base, Dylan Rufner. Second base is Luis Perez Garcia. Shortstop is Leo Rodriguez Lara. Third baseman, Emmanuel Granados. Opening pitch by Peachy in the bottom of the first is outside of ball. Outfield from left to right. Left field, Chase Ring. Center field, Wyatt Toy. And right field is Braden Sayer. And just misses. And curveball misses high. Peachy looking for his first strike. He's behind 3-0. There's a strike in there. Top of the zone. 3-1. Oh, just a bit low. Okay, so that was a strike. 3-2. Full count. And high and outside. And opening batter walk. Peachy will now pitch from the stretch with a runner on first. And runner holds and popped up and out of play over my head. 2.5 step lead over there. He's holding, and pitch is missed outside a ball. 1-1. And that's in there, down at the bottom of the zone. Swing on and missed. Peachy ahead 1-2. Situation of a strike him out, throw him out. Let's see if the runner is going. 2.5 step lead still over there. Peachy coming home, and grounder to third, over to first, and so throwing error over to first base by Granados allows the runner to reach base, and on the error, runners move up to second and third for Lake Mills with nobody out. Up high, a ball. First pitch, we started a little early here, around 4:50. Trying to get this game in. Peachy with an outside corner pitch. 66 miles an hour, found the corner. Even now, and a ball and a strike. And that's in there. On the inside corner. So Peachy ahead for second batter in a row, 1-2. And ball tipped into Ryan Hunter's glove for the first out of the inning. Brings up the cleanup hitter for Lake Mills. And a curveball misses high, just not breaking. Probably has something to do with the temperature. No movement on cold curveballs. Lone outside. Peachy behind 2-0. And there is a grounder to short. Gloved over there by the first baseman and dropped at first. And second error of the inning for Waterloo. Runners on first and third with nobody out. Pop to right field, falls, and throw over to second, and drop there. Another run scores. Lake Mills up 2-0. Runners on first and second, still nobody out. That is on the outside corner. 1-1. And that is in there for a strike, swinging. Peachy quickly ahead, 0-2. To record that first out. Yeah, that's way outside. 1-2. We'll get some scores for you on that. Up high and outsides. 2-2. Peachy going deep in a lot of counts. I think the plan was for him to go 4 innings today. I don't even know if he'll be able to do that. That's in there for a strike, called strike. 67 miles an hour on the outside, and finally, Waterloo records that first out. Oh, 2 down. Okay. So, sorry, I'm trying to stay warm here, folks. I'm a little behind on. Ooh, right on the outside corner. Peachy ahead 0-2. And that is right in there at the bottom of the zone at 74. And Waterloo gets out of the inning, but 2 big runs scored on 3 errors for Waterloo. Through 1 inning of play, Lake Mills leads it 2-0. Due up for Waterloo, Rufner, Hunter, and Perez Garcia. First pitch at the top of the second, high and outside. That's in there for a strike, even now at 1-1. Another called strike, Dylan behind. 1-2. Back to the backstop. And Dylan fouls that one, and that's out of play up the right field line. Dylan with a tapper to third. And Rufner is safe with an infield single. First runner to reach for the Pirates. Struck out in order in the top of the first. Brings up Ryan Hunter, the catcher. In there for a strike. Left-handed pitcher, you're not getting much of a lead over there. Dylan only with about a step and a half. And number over to first. Gloved over there by the first baseman. Steps on first. And Hunter is retired. The relay throw over to second. And Rufner slides in safely. Call that an unofficial sacrifice. But runner moves up into scoring position. And Rufner with one down brings up Luis Perez Garcia. And that is down low, ball one. And swung on and missed. And same pitch that Peachy swung at twice in the left-handed batter's box. It's behind 1-2 and fists that curveball off and out of play. Stays alive at 1-2. And swung on and missed. Two down for the Pirates. In there for a strike. And behind 0-2 quickly. And Chase Rang down on 3 straight pitches. And Waterloo retired in the top of the second. Rufner stranded on second and through an inning and a half. Lake Mills leads it 2-0.
Come down!
Peachy completes his warm-up tosses. Inning number 2. Waterloo with a chance to play to run last inning with only one out at second, but back-to-back strikeouts quickly eliminated that scoring threat. Peachy's first pitch of the second in there for a strike. And second strike by Peachy. He's ahead 0-2. And big curveball swung on and missed. And Peachy with a 3-pitch strikeout to start the bottom half of inning number 2. Opening pitch strike to the second batter of the inning. Peachy finding some rhythm here in the second inning. Finding the plate. And that's swung on and missed. Strike 2. And down low. 1-2. And swung on and missed. Need to retire the batter at first. And high, but safe. So a strikeout recorded in the books, but on to first. On the drop third strike. Up high at his eyes. Ball 1. Big lead over there, not going. Curveball outside. Peachy behind 2-0. And that is fouled over the Elcat bench. 2-1. And Peachy tries to shoot the inside corner and misses. Behind 3-1. That is just missed, so second walk of the game for Peachy. Runners on first and second, back to the top of the order. And that is line to center. Will fall in front of Toy. Toy can't find it, gets it into second. Runner from second will come around to score. First to third goes the runner. And runners on the corners with 1 down, and Lake Mills up 3-0. And swung on and missed. Big lead by the runner on first. Dillon holding him on, still a 2.5 step lead. Peachy in there with a curveball at the bottom of the zone. Swung on and missed. He's ahead 0-2. Peachy to reset. And swung on and back to Peachy. Over to first for the out. Back home. And the run will score from third base. Peachy didn't bother looking the runner back at third. Not sure that it really would have mattered. So runner moves up to second base, but 2 down. And grounder to short. Over to first. Not in time. Runner coming home. And he is tagged out. Nice play by Rufner over at first to get the runner trying to score at home. Hunter applies the tag, and that's the third out of the inning. Heads up play by Rufner at first. But Lake Mills plates two more in their half of inning number two, and through 2 innings of play, it is Lake Mills 4, Waterloo nothing. Peachy back on the mound for his third inning of work. Lake Mills and Waterloo varsity game. Lake Mills leads that 2-0. That game in the bottom of the second. Peachy's first pitch. Down low, ball one. Wind has picked up a little bit, still blowing out to right. And swung on and missed. Peachy even at the count, 1-1. And curveball left up high. 2-1. Misses inside, 3-1. Down low, missed. And Peachy walks the opening batter for the third inning in a row to start the. And that's in there for a strike. Down at the bottom of the zone, strike two. Not much of a lead over at first. Couple steps over there, and Peachy misses with a curveball inside. Peachy still ahead, 1-2. YouTube. And same pitch. Trying to get the batter to go fishing, and he's not taking the bait. Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There it is, popped up and out of play. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Up high over the bat, over the head. 3-2. And another foul right in front of the Lake Mills bench. And we'll do it again at 3-2. And there it is, bottom of the zone. Swung on and missed. One out. outside corner at 66. Peachy's been pretty consistent in that 64 to 67 range today. Up high, 1-1. And down low, nice stop by Hunter to keep the runner at first. Way outside, 3-1. Down at the bottom of the zone at 66. Peachy's brought it back full, 3-2. And swung on and missed. Peachy with back-to-back strikeouts after that opening inning walk. See if he can get out of this inning without any damage. Tried to shoot the outside corner and missed. 1-0. And that is fouled into the parking lot. 1-1. And that's swung on and tipped into the glove of Hunter. And Peachy is ahead 1-2. Bottom of the zone and into the fence. Fouled off. And we'll do it again at 1-2. Two down. Lake Mills with a runner on first. Opening batter walk. Up high, no curve on that one. 2-2. And that is up high and gets away from Hunter's glove. Runner thinking of going to second. Hunter fires down. And good backup. Good backup by Perez Garcia at second to keep that from going into center field. Full count with two down and a runner on second now. And pops out to center. Toy got a beat on that. He's coming in and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. Lake Mills strands one. Through 3 innings of play, it remains Waterloo nothing and Lake Mills 4. New pitcher on for Lake Mills.
For Lake Mills.
Hmm?
How fast could you tell?
How fast was he pitching?
Yeah, just innings.
Rufner, Hunter, and Perez Garcia up for Waterloo in the top half of inning number 4. Rufner with the only hit for Waterloo, an infield single in the second inning. And Rufner fouls that one over the Lake Mills bench behind 0-1. And Dillon with a shot over the second baseman's head into shallow center. And Rufner is 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. Single that just found the outfield grass. Brings up Ryan Hunter, who grounded out to first. His first time up. Swings through the opening pitch to him, 0-1. And lines that one into left. So Waterloo with runners on first and second with nobody out in their half of inning number 4. Brings up Luis Perez Garcia, victim of a strikeout his first time up, and he fouls one off the fence right in front of the El Cats dugout. He's behind 0-1. Down low. Rufner heading to third. And Rufner called out. So 1 down and a runner on second. And 2 strikes to Perez Garcia. And that's a grounder to second. Gloved over there by the second baseman, and the first baseman unable to scoop it and hold it. Perez reaches on an E4. First and third with 1 out. Rufner moves up to third on the grounder to second. Chase Ring, the left fielder. Little nubber to first. And scoops it and over to first. Runner is out. But on the play, Hunter scores. Waterloo plates a runner. It's 4-1 now. And back to the fence. No advance by Chase Ring at second, excuse me. Outside a ball. And that is a strike. 3-1 to Braden Sayer. And that drops in the bottom of the zone. Strike two. Full count. And that is outside. So Sayer walks for his second time of the game. Runners on first and second with two down. And opening pitch to Rodriguez Lara is a ball. Victim of a strikeout his first time up. And that is inside. Gets away from the catcher, but no advance by the Pirate runners. They will hold at first and second. Little leery of that first out of the inning when Rufner was cut down at third. That ball is outside. Pitch, if you will. 3-0. Up high, Rodriguez walks on four straight. And Waterloo with the bases loaded. And back to the top of the order in Wyatt Toy. And we will have a coaching visit to the mound. Lake Mills with tallies of 2 in the first and 2 in the second. And Waterloo here with 1 in the fourth. 2 down, and Wyatt Toy is the batter. Strikeout and a walk in his first two plate appearances, and Toy pops to right. Could be problem, and nice catch out there by the right fielder. Got some carry from that, but it was just a long fly ball out. And Waterloo is turned away in their half of inning number 4. But they played a run and leave the bases loaded. So through 3.5, it is Lake Mills 4 and Waterloo 1. New pitcher for Waterloo, Granados on to pitch. She go sit in the truck. Frio! So Granados had to switch to his turf shoes. mound is a turf mound out there, so no metal spikes. So Granados on to pitch, and Peachy will take over at third. Straight switch there for Waterloo. Everybody else remains the same. Only 9 players available for the JV team today. Sawyer Tobias, who last year had a broken leg, is unfortunately got a broken arm. Now, should be back in about 3 weeks, I guess. Spoke to him a little bit before the game. So, bottom of the fourth. It's got to be getting warmer somewhere. First pitch by Granados is low and outside a ball. And that drops in there for a strike. Even now at 1-1. And low and outside. 2-1. And just a little bit high. Granados behind 3-1. And misses outside. 4th inning in a row that the leadoff batter walks for the L-Cats. Run around first, nobody out. 2-step lead over there at first. Nobody's tried to steal yet. Granados from the stretch. Misses high and inside. 1-0. Lone outside. 2-0. Up high. Three balls and no strikes. And that's in there. Liked it. Fouled it straight back. 3-1. We get the next pitch. And in there at the top of the zone, Granados has brought it back to full. 3-2. So Granados with back-to-back walks. First and second with nobody out. And in there for a strike. And Granados tries to hit the high inside corner and misses. It's even now at a ball and a strike. And swung on and missed. Granados ahead 1-2. Hellcats with runners on first and second with nobody out. Trying to get that run back that they gave up in the top half of inning number 4. And that drops in there for a strike. First strike recorded via the backwards K for Granados. Back to the top of the order for the Hellcats. And inside ball gets back to the fence. And Hunter is going to throw down to third, but not in time. So runners have moved up to second and third with only one out. 1-0 count. And that is up high, 2-0. Hunter setting up outside. And right, Peachy will drop that at third. E5 on that play. And Lake Mills with bases loaded and only one down. Oh, back to the fence. And right back to Hunter. Advantageous bounce off the fence there, and it came right back to Ryan. Not much of a backstop here between home plate and this fence. Talking maybe 20 feet. And up high and off of Ryan's glove back to the fence. 2-0. Fences here are about 300 down both lines and 325 to center. Wind has shifted a bit, blowing in now, as opposed to blowing out to right field as it was in the first couple of innings. That's popped up and out of play off the concession stand roof over there, which is not open. Probably making a killing selling hot chocolate today. And grounder to third. Pass diving Peachy into left. We'll bring in 2 runs. And the Hellcats get 2 back on that play, and they lead it now 6-1. Drops low a ball. Up high. Two balls, no strikes. 2 runs in for the L-Cats. Looking for more. 3-0. It's outside. Throw down to third. Delayed steal. And the runner is safe. First and third now with one out. Big lead by the runner at first. Almost 3 steps over there. He's off with the pitch. And Hunter with the throw down to second, up the line. And that's a walk. And a runner from third will score on the throw down to second. It's 7-1 L-Cats. Let's see, bottom of the fourth. At the varsity game as well, and Lake Mills leads it 5-1. Sacrifice fly by Bullock, it looks like, and Selno came around to score from third. The only run of the game for the varsity team. Bottom of the zone just missed. And that's another one that missed. 3-0. Does the hitter have the green light? And swung on and missed. 60-mile-an-hour curveball that couldn't find the bat. Coronado still behind, 3-1. And foul tip. And full count now. Big lead over at first. No threat to throw over there. And inside and tight. And Granados with another walk this inning. Bases loaded with only one down. Wildcats with a comfortable lead, but looking to break this one wide open. And down low. Ball one. And that drops in there, 61 miles an hour. Cut back over the outside corner of the plate. Even at a ball and a strike. Low and outside, gets by Hunter. Good cover at home by Granados to prevent that run from trying to score. 2-1 is the count. And that's a drive out to left. Going to be caught out. Oh, dropped out there by Ring. 2 runs will score. And Lake Mills leads it 9-1. Should be out of the inning. An earlier drop by Peachy at third, and now that drop out in left. Lake Mills probably would only be up 6-1 if that were the case. But it's 9-1. And still only one out. And Granados with one right down the middle. And popped up. Who wants it? Infield fly rule, and the batter is out. And good pitch, just a little bit low for Granados. 1-0. And that's in there for a strike. And that is fouled off. Granados ahead, 1-2. Foul tip might have caught Hunter a little bit on the leg. Taking a little time to get ready here. Lake Mills with runners on first and second in a 1-2 count. Granados coming home. Just misses the outside corner, tried to shoot it. And a little low and outside, 2-2. Granados up high with that one. It's full. Runners are going to get a head start here. Got nothing to lose. How about you try to sneak in behind him? And there go the runners. And inside, I think it hit him. Dead ball? Don't know, but bases are loaded. That's all we know now. Tried to shoot the outside corner and missed. 1 0. That's right in there. Strike one. And that is fouled straight back. Granados ahead 1-2. He was ahead 1-2 on the last batter and lost him. And grounder foul outside of third. And swung on and missed. But some damage done that half inning. 5 runs and 2 costly errors by Waterloo. And through 4 innings of play, it's Lake Mills 9, Waterloo 1. Number 26 for Lake Mills back on for his second inning of work. Due up for Waterloo, Granados, Peachy, and Rufner. So far, those 2 strikeouts, and actually 4 strikeouts, and 2 singles. 2 singles by Rufner. And backward Ks by Granados and Peachy. With a swinging strike in the first and a drop third strike in the third. Opening pitch of the fifth is outside a ball. And Granados comes up empty, 1-1. That drops low. 2-1. That's low. 3-1. Granados with a foul over the Hellcats dugout. And the count goes full. 3-2. And up high, Granados walks. Brings up Peachy. Inside a ball. And Peachy fouls one just outside of first. One one. Up high, a ball, 2-1. And Peachy fouls that one over the Hellcat dugout. It's 2-2. And Peachy with a line shot to right center. Granados goes from first to third. And Waterloo with runners on the corners with nobody down, and the fourth and the top of the fifth brings up Rufner, who has two singles on the day. First baseman playing behind Peachy, and Rufner fouls that opening pitch off for a strike. Peachy should be able to get a little bit of a bigger lead with the first baseman playing behind him. And Rufner fouls that one. Line shot. He's in a hole 0-2. Ooh, inside the ball, almost hit him. 1-2. And Rufner with a single to center. Granados will come in to score. Peachy advances to second. Rufner 3 for 3 on the day. And Waterloo plates their second run. It's 9-2. And single through the middle for Ryan Hunter. Peachy coming around third. He will score. Rufner on his way to third on the throw home. Hunter comes in and goes to second. And just like that, Waterloo with two quick runs here in the top of the fifth, and still nobody out. First pitch swinging, quite aggressive for the Pirates. Brings up Luis Perez Garcia. he swings and fouls that one off the fence in front of the Elkat dugout. And a line shot down the right field line. Rolling kind of into the corner. Rufner comes in to score. Hunter comes in to score. And a 2 RBI single for Perez Garcia. And it's a 9-5 ball game. And a pop out to left for Chase Ring. And that's going to fall in front of the center fielder. Braden Sire, opening pitch to him is outside a ball. 5 singles and a walk in the inning for Waterloo, and they've plated 4. And they're looking for more. Outside a ball. Up over his head. A 4-pitch walk. And bases will be loaded. And we will have a pitching change for Lake Mills when we return. Number 10 on the pitch for Lake Mills. Waterloo with 5 singles, 2 walks, and 4 runs in the inning here in the top of the 5th. Base is full of Pirates. And Leo Rodriguez Lara will be in. One more warm-up pitch. In there for a strike. Rodriguez, a strikeout victim, his first time up and walked his second time up. Ooh, big curveball hits the bottom of the zone. And inside, almost hit him. 1-2. And down low, big curveball. Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a liner to center, off the shortstop's glove into shallow center. Everybody moves station to station. And it is 9-6. Back to the top of the order for Waterloo. Drops low. Slow and outside. 2-0. Toy fouls that one out of play. 2-1 is the count. Inside. 3-1. And Toy with a grounder to short. Chance for 2. Safe at first. Ring comes in to score. And it's 9-7. First and third with 1 down. Grounder back to the short pitcher. Flips over to first. And Granados is retired. But in to score is Sayer. And it's a 1-run ball game. Peachy stands in, lines one into center. And they are going to send him. Coming in to score will be Toy. And this game is tied 9-9. Big curveball on the outside corner gets away from the catcher, and Peachy will move into scoring position. And gets by the catcher. And Peachy is on his way to third. And there's no throw. And that is down low. Go ahead run on third. And that is behind Rufner. Rufner yet to be retired today. He's got 3 singles. Three and one. And that is up high to Rufner. He's on board for the 4th time today. First and third with 2 outs. Brings up Ryan Hunter, who is 2 for 3 today. Rufner off with the pitch. And we'll have the base stolen. Good pitch to run on with a big curveball. Up high to Hunter. And that catches him on the elbow. And a hit by pitch will load the bases for Luis Perez Garcia, and we will have a coaching visit to the mound. So it started off as a 9-1 lead for Lake Mills in the top half of this inning, and it has Waterloo has exploded for 8 runs. Send 13 runners to the plate. And back to the bench, or back to the backstop, but not far enough away to advance. Perez Garcia singled in earlier this inning with a 2 RBI single over right at which is behind him. 2-0. Ooh, that is a grounder into left. Peachy comes in to score. Rufner is coming around. He will score. And Hunter trying to head down to third. That is high. And another 2 RBIs for Perez Garcia. And Waterloo, I can't believe I'm going to say this, has taken the lead. 11-9. Ooh, didn't quite offer. And that one misses. And Chase with an excuse me swing over to first. And second baseman flips to the pitcher, and the inning is over. But Waterloo plates 10 in their half of inning number 5, sending 15 players to the plate through 4.5. It is Waterloo 11, Elkat 9. Well, as I was just telling a couple of dads as they were checking the score, one of them told me to turn the heat on. I said, you know what? If Waterloo can score 10 runs an inning, I don't care if it snows. Bottom of the 5th. Yeah, opening pitch by Granados is swung on and missed. Strike one. And that is foul tipped. Granados ahead 2 0. Or 0 2, excuse me. And in there for a swinging strike. Granados retires the first out of the inning via the swinging K. And fouled away back to the fence. 0 1. And outside a ball. 1 1. Down low, 2 1. Ooh, Granados tried to overthrow that one and it misses outside. 3-1. And that just misses. So Lake Mills with a runner aboard. With one down, back to the top of the order for Lake Mills. And that's in there on the outside corner for a strike. And curveball fouled straight back. Granados ahead 0-2. And a liner into right. And throws over to first, but not in time. Good idea over there by the right fielder, Sayre. But first and second now for Lake Mills with only one out. That drops in there for a strike. Granados finding the strike zone early. And that is a liner to past the shortstop into center. They're going to send him home. And runners will move up to second and third. Run scores. It's now 11-10. And grounder back to Granados. He will try to throw home, but throws wild. And runner is safe at first. Might have been better just to try to throw home on that, or try to throw to first to get that second out. But one out. Still with runners on the corners. It's outside the ball. Middle infielders are in to cut down on the runner from third to try to score. And Granados up high, 2-0. Runner heading to second, but no throw. That runner doesn't really mean anything. 2-1. is high and outside. 3-1. And swung on and missed. 3-2 now. Rufner in at first. Peachy back at third. And missed inside corner. Bases will be loaded. Everybody from the infield is coming to the mound. I don't think we're going to move pitchers. I think we're going to stay with Granados. One out in a tie game, 11-11, with bases loaded. I've got to cut down the runner at home unless it's sharply hit to somebody by a bag that might be able to step on it and throw to first. Anything to the outfield grass in this game will be over. Everybody up in the infield. And Granados' first pitch is outside of ball. And that just a little bit high. 2-0. And that is fouled back. 2-1. Might have swung at ball three there. I think even a sharply hit ball by any infielder, nobody is close enough to the bag if they were to catch it to double off anybody. And that is a grounder to second. Throws home and low, and it's safe. And that is your ball game. So a competitive game up until the end. Waterloo able to take the lead. But unfortunately, come up on the short end of the stick and lose this one to the L-Cats. 12-11. Well, Waterloo made it close, scoring 10 runs in that top of the fifth, forcing the L-Cats to come back and at least score in their half of inning number 5 to win it. I will give a player of the game shout out to Dylan Rufner, who was not retired in this game at all. 3 singles and a walk. I believe he also scored twice. So your final once again from Wallace Park here in Lake Mills. Your L-Cats score 3 that's correct, in the bottom of the fifth. and they pull out the victory 12-11 over your Pirates. Next game for the Waterloo JV Pirates will be next week, Tuesday. Believe it or not, we begin league play already next week, Tuesday, where we will head to Wisconsin Heights. Game time then is at 5 o'clock. So everybody stay warm. Once again, your final score, Elcats 12, Waterloo 11.